Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Think Future podcast. I'm your host, Chris Kalabukas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. Show number 238, and yes, folks, your eyes are not deceiving you. I am definitely recording this as a video and audio podcast. Thank you so much to the brand doctor at uniquedesigns.net for giving me this idea months ago, and I finally got around to it. I hope you're doing well today. Our last show, we talked a little bit about digital transformation and how to do digital transformation, right? That was in the podcast. I'm going to do a video show on that in the future. But at this time of year, a lot of us are much more involved in something else that's very pressing, and that is, what are we going to do next year? What's going to happen in 2020? A lot of us are involved right now, deep in talks of our strategy, our strategic planning for next year. Where is 2020? Where are we going to be in 2020? What are we going to do in 2020? And what direction shall we go in 2020? So we're all deep in strategic planning right now. Now, if you ask me, I don't know if I'd call it strategic planning, because basically all we're doing is looking at 1 year, right? I don't find that very strategic, but I guess in these days where short-term planning is all the rage, looking a year forward, it can be considered strategic. But a lot of people, a lot of companies look at strategic planning in a very short-term period anyway. What they do is they look at what they're doing today and they extend it out for a year and say, this is what we're going to do next year. So they look at 2019, they look at the projects that they're working on, and they're saying, well, we'll just extend this, and we'll extend that, and we'll do this, and we'll do that, and we'll move these things forward. They just look at what they're doing now to figure out what they're going to be doing then. They look at what they do today to try and figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. And I think that is a mistake. One of the things that we do here at Hello Future is that we run a workshop called the 10-Year Scenario Backcast. And the 10-Year Scenario Backcast is something that's done specifically for strategic planning of what you're going to do next year. And we do it a little bit a different way, because basically what we do is we use the take the maze backwards approach. You all know what the take the maze backwards approach is, right? If you're trying to get through a maze, one of those paper mazes that you did maybe when you were a kid, going from the beginning to the end is really hard, but going from the end to the beginning is easy because there's only one path. So we take that similar concept and we turn it into what we're doing for the 10-year scenario backcast. So first thing we do is we look forward 10 years. We go out 10 years to where the world's going to be, where your customers are going to be, where your competitors are going to be, where your industry is going to be 10 years out. We envision that world 10 years out. We take a bunch of the best brains in your company and we pull together a brainstorm of individuals to try and envision and imagine this world 10 years out. Then once we've done that, we take a break and we look at that world that we've created that's 10 years out. And of course, we're not going to create some crazy world. We're going to create a world that's based in reality, based on what your best brains can come up with. Then what we do is figure out what kind of products do we need to have ready for that world 10 years out. So we backcast to 5 years out. What kind of products and services do we as a company need to provide those customers in 5 years so that in 10 years we will be able to delight them, right? So we look at products that we will be able to create in 5 years. And once we've figured that out, once we've mapped out all of those products that we will have 5 years from now, then we backcast again to next year. We say, okay, if in the year 2024, this is what we need to have as a product, then what do we need to build for 2020 that will allow us to build those products in 2024? What kind of products and services do we need to have? What kind of capabilities do we need to have next year in order to have those products ready for 2025? So that's the key. That's the key. The key is disconnecting yourself from the baggage of today, looking into the far future. And I know some people say, what do you mean far future? Far future in my mind is 20, 100, 50, 100 years out. But to a lot of companies' minds, far future is 10 years. Far future is 5 years. I can't tell you where we're going to be in 5 years. 10 years ago, we barely saw the introduction of the iPhone. 10 years from now, who knows where we're going to be? That's why I'm saying the way this works is that it disconnects your people from today. We look up from the baggage of today, the systems, the technical debt, the corporate culture, the attitude, the social media, everything that's locking you in to 2019 and breaks you out of what locks you into 2019 and truly gets you thinking about what your customers will want in the future. Once you've broken away from that, once you've looked at it from the lens of the future as opposed to the lens of the past or the lens of what you're doing today, then you can build some truly innovative new products. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.